Hey YouTube, your girl is back. Your girl is back with another YouTube video. All right, y'all. Your girl is back. Your girl is back. It has been a minute, but today we are going live and we are going to get into some things. Hey, Rudy. If you are listening to this live and you are not subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go ahead and hit that post. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn that post notification on so that way you are notified every single time I post. And I missed you guys. I know that I'll be going ghost and coming back and be going ghost and coming back. But I will say that I've been busy. I've gotten some good hey Bliss Holly. Hey, sincerely, Lashayla still says, "What? I got a notification, right, honey? YouTube be tripping." But yeah, I've been busy, but I am back. Okay, right? YouTube be playing, honey. So we are gonna get into some things, honey. As usual, I'm late to the party, but it's okay. It's okay because we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna have us a good old time, and I'm gonna try not to keep y'all too long. Hey, hey, CC's life. Hey. All right, you guys. Well, thank y'all for joining me tonight, child. So there has been a lot going on in these YouTube streets, honey. I have been, indulging, watching my videos. I joined Keisha's live the other night to talk about this. And so I just wanted to come on my platform and make an official live about it so people can pick my brain if you all want to, and I can give a brief summary of everything that is going on. Y'all know I'm going to start off with my background and then we're going to talk about it, baby. We're going to talk about it. So, everyone knows that Martin Lewis has kicked off his series on Keisha's situation and her anti-bullying campaign and all of that good stuff. And so far, I think only one series has dropped. Hey, Glenna Anderson. Hey. Mariah says, hey, I'm driving, but I'm listening. Okay, girl. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, OC girl. Hey. Thank y'all for joining. But yeah, so Martin Lewis I've seen one part. I don't think that he's dropped another part yet, but he has started to cover the Keisha Kaylee the Keisha Kaylee saga. That's what I like to call it. As everybody knows, for those of you all who may be tuned in listening and you don't know, Martin Lewis, he is a commentary reaction drama channel, and Martin Lewis is always kind of late to the party when it comes to covering things. Hey, Shauna's Place. Hey. But yeah, he's always late to the party. He's always pretty much what he does is he covers a lot of different people on YouTube, their drama. He lets the drama unfold. He does his research. He gathers all the receipts, and then he comes back and he kind of gives a summary of what happened. So, a lot of people have mixed reviews about him covering this. A lot of people have mixed reviews about Keisha still talking about it. But I'm gonna give y'all what I think, and I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet tonight. But here's how I feel. The first part of Martin Lewis's series so far, he has covered the background. He's given us the play-by-play on how this all started, and of course, he had to go back in and cover the cheating scandal, the love triangle. And a lot of people have been having mixed reviews about that. Some people feel like, why are we covering this almost 2 years later? Some people feel like, if Keisha feels like she's being bullied, then why does she keep talking about it? Some people feel like, it was unnecessary to even cover that. Some people feel like, hey, I don't understand why he talked about that. And, some people feel like, Glitter says, yeah, he actually said he's not a reactor. Yeah, he's more, and I don't even really look at him as a reactor either. I think he does a lot of documentaries. He just does a summary of what we have all been talking about for a while. He kind of comes and gives a play by play so that people can kind of see where the drama started and where it ended. Because here on YouTube, a lot of things that go on, it be so chopped up, you know what I'm saying? And so people come in on the tail end of the drama, or they come in at the middle of the drama, and then they start taking sides, but they don't really know exactly how everything started. So I think that he just does a good job just giving a play by play and moving on. He's more of an, I guess what I would say, he's like a drama um doc documentary channel. I don't know. Let's see. Hey, Simply Danielle. Hey. He doing it to get to the, but yeah, I feel like it was necessary for him to do it this way, because you got to know how it started. Miss Lay says, "Hey ladies, he seems like a reporter." Hey Miss Lay, right? He does more of a reporting. You know what I'm saying? Sincere Lachey says, "I won't lie, I was half and half. I like Martin and wanted to hear his opinion, but I hated it because the situation is negative. It's a negative lighting on the people involved." Right, right. I'm gonna says in an unbiased way. Exactly, exactly. And I'm gonna get to my thoughts on that. He is covering the whole story from start to finish. Right, right. It says reporters are usually not opinion based. Exactly. And so I feel like it was definitely necessary for him to cover the drama from the very beginning, because this is the thing. Yes, Keisha is starting an anti-bullying campaign. Yes, the overall message that she wants to get out is, she wants to shed light on what she had to go through. But in order to do that, we need to know the whole story, right? You know what I'm saying? Because with Martin's channel, he has a very diverse audience. He covers people like Carmen and Corey, Neek and King. He's covered other people, other celebrities. Like he has a audience that does not really have a dog in this fight. So I don't see anything wrong with him covering it, because by him covering it, he's simply just telling us what happened and moving on. He does not have any passionate feelings about the situation. You know what I'm saying? He's not a friend of anyone that's in the situation. He's not taking a side of one person more than the other. He's simply giving what happened and moving on. And I think that his platform is a bunch of people who are from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's not just people who enjoy mommy content. It's not just people who enjoy reactions and commentary. It's a sprinkle of a lot of different people who just love it, YouTube, period. So I feel like he was a good person to cover the situation, because he does not have a dog in the fight. Even someone like me, even though I like to be fair in my commentary, there is a little bit of bias, because I do support Keisha and I do feel more where she's coming from than the other side. So with someone like Martin, he's not here to kind of give us his opinion. He's just here to inform us and cover this so that we can see how did we get from point a love triangle, some drama, somebody getting cheated on, to a whole smear campaign on one person. Hey, Niecy, hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button on your way in, honey, okay? It says Martin's going to get the root of the issue, covering all the details and real facts. Exactly. No, when you get time, correct the spelling of his last name. Oh, I spelled his last name wrong. OMG, I am sorry. Yeah, I'm going to go back and correct that. My bad. Right, he's objective. Right. It says the Keisha haters are making themselves look crazy with all the comments on his video. Right, honey. And I'm going to get into it, honey, because it was crazy. It says, "True, I see people saying the comments are full of Keisha haters, but I think a lot just maybe from his general audience who may be new to the story." Exactly. And I'm going to get into that as well. It is important to know the whole journey, because people need to know how it went from a cheating scandal to only attacking Keisha, and the main people mad are Keisha trolls. Exactly. And like I said, as far as part one of the situation, a lot of people feel like, oh, it backfired on Keisha. Oh, that's what she gets. Oh, she looks dumb. But here's the thing. Here's what people are not understanding. From the beginning, and I've even given this opinion on my channel before as well. I think everyone, had an opinion about Keisha getting cheated on and what happened with her and Jeremy. I think everyone who supported her and who watched her over the years, everyone was kind of pissed off of that situation. Everyone was confused with the situation. Everyone was like, what the hell done happened? And so I don't think any of us ever had a problem with people talking about that, because that was a scandal. It really was. And it was a situation where it was hard to view on both ends of the situation. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, as someone who kind of leans more in the favor of Keisha, we just were upset and riled up because people were talking about her in general. It was, okay, she got cheated on. This is what happened. But how in the world did we get to bashing her parenting, calling her brand deals? How do we get here? And so for me, I feel like the very first video, the background, it gave a realistic view of what happened. And it showed that both of these women, you know what I'm saying, went wrong at some point. But the person who should have been blamed and who should have been antagonized, and the person who should have gotten the grunt of all of the animosity and hostility was Jeremy, because he was playing both of these women. So the first part of his series just highlighted the scandal that happened, and I think everyone can agree that that was hard to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a scandalous situation. Nisa says he's forgot that Ashley was asking Keisha to do mukbangs together. Right. Child, the comments had me like, because I don't follow the drama, but a lot is his general audience as well. Right. And so I think anyone who does not know Keisha, walking into the situation and hearing about the love triangle, I think everybody would be like, girl, what? You know what I'm saying? I think that's everyone's first initial reaction to any woman getting done wrong by a man and she still stay with the man. I think everyone has given their constructive criticism to Keisha about what she should have, could have, would have did. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone, even me, I vocalized that I wouldn't have stayed around. You know what I'm saying? But that's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to give the constructive criticism about what we would have done if that were our man cheating on us and dogging us like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Keisha has an issue with that, because that's something that is talked about all the time when you have love triangles and relationships and breakups and makeups. You know what I'm saying? But it went to a whole other level that has yet to be talked about, and that is the issue. You know what I'm saying? It says it was nice to see all the information put in a concise manner. Right. I think that it was necessary for him to cover that, because we need to see how this all started as something just as simple as somebody taking a man back, or somebody having a issue with their man for cheating. It was a cheating scandal. That is literally all it was. And I think that, this part of the story, it may be hard to watch, it may be hard to consume, it may be hard to hear, Keisha kind of, trying to get to the bottom of it and trying to see what's going on, and kind of involving herself in him having a baby on her, and her, extending so much of herself in a situation where she was done completely wrong. But at the end of the day, I don't think she's wanting Martin to be, oh my God, Keisha's perfect, she did nothing. I don't think that's what she wants. I think she just wants people to understand this is how this all started, and look how I got did on the back end for no reason at all. It says 85% of the comments were playing evil and attacking Keisha as a person. Yeah, those comments were in shambles, honey. Okay. Yes, thumbs up the live, honey. Thumbs up the live. Is I don't think anyone would ever view cheating as favorable, Queen T, but honestly, I think Jeremy looked the worst. Right. I mean, at the end of the day, I think that, if anything, what I took away from it was, honey, and I mean, and that's what we've all said from the beginning. He was playing both of them. He was playing both of them, and both of them, um, were blinded by him in some ways, and both of them, because they were in love with him, and because they, this they baby daddy, this who they, have fell for, they both made some decisions that a lot of us probably would not have made. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? We're not Keisha. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that I would have done everything that she would have done, but that does not justify the hate train that started after this. It says, to be honest, if people were listening to Keisha from the beginning, she spoke on a lot of what Martin showed, and most of it was in the book. Right. It says, I'm still pissed off, to tell you the truth. She doesn't deserve any backlash at all. Right. I don't understand why people are upset with her and not Jeremy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, this just showed how he was playing them. I don't understand where people's frustration comes from with her, because at the end of the day, I don't know not one person who has been in long-term relationships who has not done something that I wouldn't do. I don't know any of my friends, or even myself, who has been in a situation where they have came out of character or done some things that the average person wouldn't do, because they're in love with someone and they're fighting for a relationship. Everyone has been there. So I don't understand what there is to be upset about. It says, to this day, they are still calling her brands. Yeah, very sad. It says, I don't think the book detailed Ashley and Jeremy's situation. It in the book, it didn't really go into detail. Hey D, the book didn't really go into detail about the depth of their relationship, but it kind of gave an overview of, what happened. with him and Keisha and taking a break and all that good stuff. It says, right, if they want to blame someone, blame Jeremy, not Keisha. Exactly. Cheating is definitely not favorable, but it still shouldn't turn into a Keisha bad show. Like you said, Jeremy should have gotten the smoke. Right. D in the house. Okay. It says, that really bothers me. Why the brand is. Oh, exactly. And that's how I feel watching it. And now two women are still being dragged while the man was wrong. Exactly. Exactly. Like this is just a typical case of a man having his cake and eating it too and playing two women against each other. And I don't even think he intentionally played them against each other. It's just he was dealing with both of them. Both of them still wanted to deal with him in some type of capacity, and that caused both of them to make some decisions that was hurtful to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't understand why are we still only dragging Keisha. That's the part that I'm confused about. So I'm gonna read a few more comments and I'm gonna get into some of my perspectives about what was shown. Yeah, I can't wait for part two either, honey. I cannot wait. I'm ready for it because I'm tired of everybody, keep talking about. Oh my God, she was talking to the ex girlfriend. She was dumb. She was this. Okay, we've already said that. You know what I'm saying? This is just the background, but let's sit around and wait and see how crazy this situation spiraled out of control for no reason. It says, in my opinion, Jeremy told Ashley the truth. Ashley says she would take what she gets. Only Keisha was done wrong by Jeremy. Ashley's part of the problem. Yeah. She definitely played her part. A cheating scandal that turned vicious by the internet. Right. Right. It was hard to watch. Exactly. It was hard to watch because it's kind of like, dang, Keisha, you know what I'm saying? Like this is, it's hard to watch because, that's just like watching my friend. Like if I'm watching my friend going out sad, about her boyfriend or whatever, like it's gonna be hard to watch, but that still does not warrant the female being drugged. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. It says they don't want to see her win. They sure don't. Yeah. I mean, and I'm gonna get into the role I feel like Ashley played. I'm gonna get into that role. Like Keisha said, after cheating, no one cares about that no more. It's just showing a backstory. Exactly. Like I don't think Keisha wants people to feel like she made the right decision by staying with Jeremy. I don't think that's her angle. I think Keisha is pretty much well aware that she made a decision that most people would not have made. I'm pretty sure she understands that. And at the end of the day, we are not Keisha. You know what I'm saying? We don't live with her and Jeremy. We do not know the ins and out of the relationship. I'm not on my platform asking anybody to support her staying with Jeremy. And I don't think she wants people to support her staying with Jeremy. I think that she just wants people to not attack her and drag her and try to ruin her career because because she made a decision with the relationship, because what she does in her bedroom with her man in the comforts of her home, what decisions she makes with her love life has nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with anything. That's her. She has to deal with that. And I can't say I would do the same things, but when you stressed out in love and praying, yeah, like it's easy to look back from the outside looking in and being like, girl, that couldn't have been me. We've all done that before. But when you're really in a situation, I've done some things that were very uncharacteristic of me, you know what I'm saying, because of love and because of being blind and just wanting so bad to keep a situation together that's just failing. So I can't judge people for the decisions they made when they trying to hold on to a man, because I'm not perfect, you know what I'm saying? So even though she did some things that I wouldn't do, who am I to chastise her? Like we all haven't been there before. I don't understand. Now, I would not have put the situation with Ashley. I would not have put out the situation with Ashley, but I do not think that means talk about kids. Exactly. That's just way too far. Because he talked about other women in the book, he pretty much gave his background women. Right. Yeah. He pretty much just gave his background. Ashley never got played at all. Nobody forced her to sleep with another woman's man. Ashley didn't get any proper backlash for the damages. Yeah. I agree with that, Glenna Anderson. Yeah. I definitely do agree with that. I definitely do. But when I say he did her, and I'm not gonna say he did her wrong because she knew exactly what she was walking herself into. The part, the thing that I, the thing, the reason why I said that both of them, were in an unfortunate situation is because he should not have let it go on that long. Once he saw that, the things between her and him were getting a little bit more deeper than just sex, he should have been man enough to be like, you know what, this ain't something I might want. I don't. If me and her is we too deep in. We going on trips. You know what I'm saying? This is she like my. You know what I'm saying? Like this is too much. I can't be out here just saying trying to tell somebody it's just about sex, but we going on trips and I'm texting you and I'm talking to you and I'm you know what I'm saying? Like if it's just about sex, then I just need to hit you up every blue moon and get my rocks off and going on about my business. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he went wrong with Ashley because he was feeding into some type of other situation on the side that he knew he was not going to be able to uphold. I don't think Ashley's innocent. Even when Jeremy said he had a situation, he should have stopped and he definitely said, I do what I have for YouTube and then come to you. That's not cool. Right. I feel like he should have peeped that, maybe this is not a good situation for me to be in because I'm over here explaining myself to her. I'm over here, what I'm saying, I'm over here overextending myself to her, and I know that I'm not going to be able to uphold this. Like I got a whole girlfriend at home. You know what I'm saying? It says the only person that played Ashley was Hazel. All right, it says men always get that, oh, he just a man but bashed a woman, so I cannot be hard on Ashley because if not her, he would have been with another woman, unfortunately. Yeah. So Ashley was definitely not innocent in this situation. She most definitely wasn't. She most definitely played a trifling role. However, like I said, um, I'm not gonna judge anybody because I've been Keisha and I have been Ashley before. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to say that she's just this terrible, horrible woman, but she definitely played a trifling role in this situation. However, he contributed to that. You know what I'm saying? He could have shut all this down with her way long before it got out of control to the point that it has now. It says, to be honest, they watched that video and realized Keisha handled herself well with Ashley and they nitpicked the conversation with the ex-girlfriend to find some kind of way. Exactly, because baby, she didn't have to do none of that. She did not have to be nice. She did not have to do nothing. Like she could have went ballistic. And I think that because they can't pinpoint anything malicious she said about Ashley or to Ashley, now they're trying to nitpick apart the conversation with the ex-girlfriend, like you said. It says, okay, I have done way worse than Keisha. It says no one forced Keisha to stay with him. They both knew about each other. They both, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They both should have left him alone. The fact that the only thing they could talk about was the conversation with the girlfriend says a lot to me because it shows these trolls literally can't find work. Exactly, Queen T. Those are my sentiments exactly. So yes, people are so in the video, Martin pretty much, just showed everything that led up to Keisha finding out about Ashley. And in the video, he played the clip of Keisha sitting down with Ashley's girlfriend at the time and them trying to get to the bottom of if Jeremy was the daddy or the baby or not. And boy, that set the comment section on fire. Everyone was so outraged. Everyone was like, oh my God, this is sick. Oh my goodness. And I'm just like, listen, listen. Like I said when I was on Keisha's live, would I have sat down and talked to her ex-girlfriend? No, I would not have. But I'm not gonna sit up here and act like it was such a disgusting thing. That's the equivalent to calling the other woman when you find her name in your man phone. You know what I'm saying? When you're getting cheated on and you're dealing with a cheater, you shouldn't be talking to nobody. You should be figuring out your exit plan, right? But that's in a perfect world. I cannot sit up here and judge Keisha and be like, oh my God, how dare you talk to her ex-girlfriend? Oh. But at the end of the day, she was in a situation where she was hurt. She was vulnerable. She was in love. She trying to figure out what's going on. So she did some things that probably were not the wisest things. But how are we going to sit up here and be so critical We cannot fathom how Keisha talked to the ex girlfriend, but yet the same people are overlooking the fact that Ashley sat up here and knew that this man was on YouTube with this girl every day. She sat up here and knew this man had a whole family at home, but was still sleeping with him. So if we can and people if we can understand Ashley's position and understand why she was doing that, then and that was foolish. That wasn't something to be doing. That wasn't something to be getting your feelings all wrapped up in, because baby, at the end of the day, what you do, you really think that situation was going to end good for you? So if we can empathize with her and not give her grief for sleeping with somebody who was on a public platform with another woman every day, then how is everyone so disgusted because Keisha sat down with the ex-girlfriend? Everybody, Keisha, Ashley, and Jeremy did things in this situation that weren't the wisest thing to do. But why are we only talking about Keisha? I'm confused. I am just thoroughly confused. It says it's Keisha's man, and if she wants to stay or leave him, it's her damn right to do so. Y'all trolls need to stop that nonsense. Yeah. It says, but why Keisha going to the marriage to find out if he was the dad or not? Shouldn't he have been the one to do that? Why try to? But this is the thing, though, Marsha. Why was anybody doing any of it? Why as a grown woman are you sitting up here going along with sleeping with somebody who you know got a whole situation, but then expecting to be respected after the fact? Why go sit down with Keisha and tell Keisha that you apologize for everything that's going on, come all up in her house, break bread with her, play with her kids, knowing damn well you still gonna sleep with your baby daddy anytime you get ready? So we keep talking about, why did Keisha do this? Why did she do that? Why did Ashley move how she moved? And like I said, this ain't no shade to Ashley, but she, like, people act like she did nothing wrong. They act like she did everything perfect. They act like she was an angel. No, she wouldn't keep it at 100 either. Who in a right mind, if I know that I'm gonna still sleep with my baby daddy, if I know I'm gonna be making you over here making who will be making a secret Snapchat? Who in their right mind would make a secret account to send some naked pictures to their baby daddy? If I'm asleep with you, I'm asleep with you. If we gonna still be fooling around, I'm not hiding from nobody. You figure out how you gonna hide these naked pictures. You figure out how you gonna hide these freaky conversations. I'm not going along with nothing. So I mean, we're, like I said, we only are talking about the foolish things that Keisha may have done, but Ashley did some things that were just questionable as well, but no one wants to talk about it. Like, at the end of the day, no, Keisha should not have been sitting there trying to figure out, was Jeremy the daddy. No, that's something that she should not have bear the responsibility of. But who are we to come down on her and chastise her so harshly if we're not going to do the same thing to the other side? I'm not saying pretend like you agree with the decision, because, like I said, we can all say what we would and wouldn't do. But why, or if we're going to speak about it and be so passionate about it, it should be the same way on both sides. We should not be throwing all of this on Keisha, because Ashley made some dumb decisions as well. Let's just keep it all the way 100. Girl, I would have talked to the girlfriend. I wouldn't have talked to the girlfriend, her mama and daddy. Oh, I said, oh, bless her. I said she would have. I would have talked to the girlfriend. I mean, yeah, some people would have been calling everybody. Everybody is different strokes for different folks. You got some people, they catch their man cheating and they finna call every girl that's in that phone. And then you have some people who gonna be like, it is what it is. I'm not finna talk to nobody. I'm just gonna get rid of you. Everybody has their moves in their own way. And I don't understand why people act like she did something so unthinkable. Like, they have never heard about. Some people will go sleep with your girlfriend if they find out you sleep with a man. Okay. Some people would have been like, "Oh, we playing that game." I know people who were literally, "You sleep with my man? Okay, I'm finna find yours." And I'm not saying it's right, but I've heard crazier things. I'm not finna sit up here and act like Keisha just did the worst thing in the world because she talked to his girlfriend, when I have literally seen people literally hunt down they man side piece boyfriend and go ahead and get him. I mean, that, like, this is real life people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like people just get so unrealistic when it comes to this situation. OC Girl says, I would have talked to her mama, her daddy, and anybody else that I wanted to. Right. Like, you cannot tell people how to react when they're hurt. When you're hurt, you'll do some crazy things. It says that child, the 20-year-old me would go to war by my baby daddy. Okay. But I've matured and I'll leave. But Keisha didn't do what any normal woman wouldn't do. Right. Like, girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, I probably want to talk to this girlfriend, but I don't call the side piece phone before and be like, girl, what's up? But that's, it wasn't about him, but it was because she was talking shit about me. And we was finna get ready to meet up and fight and everything. She ain't pull up. And that's uncharacteristic of me because I have a whole career. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something I should not have been doing, period. Like, that could have really been a detriment. I could have been in jail. But I was so angry and so hurt that I acted out of character and did something. And when my friend, one of my friends, she was dying for it. She was ready to be like, all right, girl, let's tie up our shoes and let's go. You know what I'm saying? She got in the car and she rode with me. Like, let's pull up. But another of my friend was like, girl, are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's different strokes for different folks. Like, people need to stop being so judgmental and just look at this situation holistically for what it was. Ms. I said, I don't think anything's right. Yeah, and I'm not saying these things are right. Don't. So let me be clear when I say this. Doing the most and about a man who's cheating on you is not right, but it happens. And I can't judge people when they do act out of character or they do these things, because when you're driven by your emotions, you will do some things that are not right. So I'm not saying that I'm going to praise someone for doing these things, but I'm not going to diminish and bash them when there were other people doing just as much wrong, if not more wrong, in this situation. I want to know how many of those people who were judging Keisha have taken a man back after cheating, or how many of them have been a side chick. Exactly. Like, there's no way all of you in these comments have never taken somebody back. There's no way all of you in the comments on that video going ham have never bust somebody up their head for you know what I'm saying? There's no way none of you have ever called somebody's phone who you found the number in your man phone. Like, come on. Like, this is real life here. I'm not saying everyone moves in that way, but let's keep it real. Lil Anna says, who the hell have a rule book as to how to act in this or any given situation? How dare Ashley knowingly connive to steal another woman's man? Right. It says, remember, Ashley blocked them and was not communicating anything to them. That come up with the girlfriend was to confirm if she was pregnant, and the girlfriend was the one saying she wasn't sure about paternity. That's true. That's a good point. It says, when you've been cheated on, you want to know everything. That includes all the details. And if I had to find out from the mama, the sister, the dog, the grandmother, and even the dead, if I have to, right? And like I said, some people will go through those things. I'm the type of person, I probably won't do a whole bunch of reaching out, but babe, I'm a hack. I'm going to turn into a hacker. Okay, baby. I hacked the Cash App, the Gmail. Okay, I found out everything from that phone. I'm talking about I cracked that code. And this is the crazy thing, you guys. I literally he logged into the PlayStation on he had a PlayStation account, and he logged into it because he was very big into the whole game. And he logged into it on my computer. And you know how I have the dot dot dot, like it'll blink out the password. So I literally bagged out every letter and replaced it with the letter until I guessed the whole password. And I hacked the Gmail because the Gmail was the same. Um, the Gmail was the same password as the PlayStation. And honey, I hacked into the Cash App. I hacked into everything. So, I've went through some extreme lengths. Everyone has their own ways to go about it. And I'm not judging nobody for how they do it, because like you said, when you're getting cheated on and things have been going on behind your back, anybody gonna just be like, oh, well, I got cheated on. It's okay. No, you're curious. It's only normal to be curious, and some people will go through those links to find out what's going on. It says what any of them is doing is nothing that has never exactly, Miss Lay. It's something that has not been done before. And that's my thing with the comment section. Like you are literally in this comment section acting like you have never heard of things like this happening before. Like you all are acting like you were utterly disgusted because somebody sat down and talked to an ex-girlfriend. Like, girl, this happens all the time. It says, girl, I need to know if he's a daddy, period, if he my man. Okay. It says, I would have talked to the whole damn family if I felt it necessary. Jeremy and Ashley both were in a relationship. The other parties in the relationship was met to compare. No, exactly. Like, you gotta think her girlfriend wanted to know too. So it's not, it's people want to know what's going on. And so everybody ain't gonna move the same. Like everybody not about to sit back and just take the high road. That's not usually how it goes. And people need to stop being so hypocritical. The average person just don't get cheated on to be like, okay, especially in this look, and this is looking at Keisha's situation. Jeremy is seems to be Keisha's first serious long-term relationship. This is the first father of her child. She's not someone who has been in 50, 11 relationships. She ain't been around the block. You know what I'm saying? She's fairly new to this, relationship thing. So if when it's your first real love like that, oh baby, you're gonna do a lot of things. Now maybe someone who is, who been hurt so much, maybe when you get to the point that you've been hurt so much, you just numb to it. Then when you're more mature, like a lot of older women, they just kind of like, you know what, I done been there, done that. I'm not finna do it. But you have to think Keisha was still very young when the situation first panned out. So it's not going to be easy for her to just take it to the stomach that she got cheated on and move on. You know what I'm saying? The same way it wasn't easy for Ashley to take it to the stomach that, girl, you had a baby by somebody else's man and now you're not finna get this, you're not finna get no princess treatment. She had a hard time processing that as well. So both of them, had a hard time processing what they were both going through with this man. It says none of it should have been done, period. Both women are wrong. Keisha shouldn't have been plotting with the ex behind the scenes, and Ashley shouldn't have kept messing with Jeremy. Ashley knew what she was getting herself into, so I don't feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for the baby. It says right now I'm out in the open, LOL live. Okay. Okay. So you gotta lay in that bed. It says the only difference is Ashley took accountability to move on. Keisha's not, but they're both wrong. But that is the thing, though. I think that I feel like people say Ashley took accountability to move on. Ashley didn't get drugged to the capacity that Keisha got drugged. So I don't even think it was a matter of her taking accountability because for me, I don't okay, I have heard Ashley say that, she had no business messing with that man. She did say that. So I have heard her say that she knew that she was wrong. There's sometimes I did hear that. But I feel like when she first came to the scenes, I feel like she was trying to play it to the left like, oh, it was a job. Oh, I blocked him. Oh, it was just sexual. It was nothing that serious. But then the receipts come out and it's a whole different story, and you still sleep with him after all this has transpired. So for me, I feel like by default, I get where people say, okay, she moved on, but she never really she never really was drugged. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody praised her, loved her to pieces, and never gave her any grief. So it was easy for her to move on because she just came, you know what I'm saying, said what she had to say and dipped. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if she moved on, then she would not have felt the need to continuously come back on platforms like Paris's platform and explain to the whole world why her child is around Keisha still. So in a way, I feel like she wanted to take accountability and move on. I definitely felt that was her intentions, but I can't just give her this credit for being this unbothered person because I feel like, but it's not to me, I feel like it's not all the way there. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, yeah, she moved on because people ain't dragging her. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to move on. People ain't dragging you. You know what I'm saying? When the majority of people in this situation is praising you for what you did wrong, it's easy to take accountability then. You know what I'm saying? But if she truly moved on, she wouldn't even need to come back and tell nobody why so and so keeping her baby. Like it just, so for me, I got mixed feelings about the statement that she kind of moved on because it's kind of like, I mean, she really never was here. You know what I'm saying? Like her friend was the muscle. Her friend was the one hyping everything up. She kind of came, added her salt, and you know what I'm saying, kind of sat back and reaped, the benefits of people hating Keisha and trying to be spiteful and support her to, hate Keisha. It is wrong is wrong. Ashley was dead wrong. She sabotaged a good opportunity to have her son have the best life like his sister. It says Ashley knew it was wrong as hell, or she wouldn't have been trying to do all the secrets. Were exactly like she knew she was wrong. Like when you tell somebody to make a secret account so their girlfriend can't see, girl, you too deep in the trenches. I ain't girl. Like just send them naked pictures and move on. Okay. It says, and I'm tired of the East Coast, West Coast drama. All of this mess that could have been avoided if Jerry simply was faithful to his own girlfriend. Exactly. Serena, no, she have not came to the internet and was still sleeping with him. Hey, who Kim? It says it happened and we can't go back. To be honest, they are now bound together for life, especially if Keisha stayed with Jeremy. Right. It says, to be honest, at the end of the day, everyone should move different. Until people stop pinning them together, no one will move on. Unfortunately, shit, look at Jaden Little Baby. Here's still with his baby. Exactly. Like, and that's what I wanted to say. I feel like um Biz Me says Ashley didn't take full accountability if after the fact she doubled back and slept with Jeremy. Right. Like you can't say you taking accountability, but you still sleep with your baby daddy. Like you're on the internet letting everybody drag your baby daddy and feel sorry for you, but behind the scenes you still giving him some coochie. So to me, that's not taking accountability. You know what I'm saying? It says that is a lie. Ashley did not move on. The day of reckoning was not moving on. Constantly getting on Paris' platform, talking down on Keisha, but still trying to sleep with Jeremy is not moving on. Right. Like so that's why I have mixed feelings. I feel like she had the intentions to do that, but I think that she definitely let the internet gas her to, keep it going in some sorts. She later admitted that she was wrong and she shouldn't have been doing that. She did. She did later admit that she should not have been doing that. But at the same time, you still feel the need to come on here and come on Paris's platform and, what I'm saying, gas over the information about what happened with you and your baby dad and when your child went over there. It's like, so I will say she goes ghost and she does her own thing, of course, but I feel like she still feeds into it when she wants to. And says, I'm sorry, but a normal woman would not do all that. One that has self love would. One that has self love would. At the end of the day, both Ashley and Jeremy were wrong as hell. Yep. Grandma, cousin, everyone, I'm looking for you, okay? It says, don't at me. I'm not here to go back for people who are committed to defending bullshit. I said what I said. They're both wrong. I mean, and we can be respectful. Like, everyone had, I feel like everyone definitely played a part in the situation. So this is not a bash Ashley or put her down. Like I said, I can't 100% judge her because I've been a side piece too before. Now, I have not done it in the way that she did it, but I have, dealt with somebody who I knew had a situation. So this ain't, I'm not bashing her or whatever. And I'm not trying to make it seem like she's this terrible person, but I am tired of the situation being one-sided. And so when you say that Keisha moved on and she didn't, that's why I'm like, well, I don't know about that. You get what I'm saying? Because after she admitted it was wrong, she doubled back. It says the girl was just on live 2 weeks ago talking about them on IG. Now, if that, if my man cheated on me and it was a possibility a baby was conceived, I want to know if the baby is his so I can move accordingly. So I'm calling to meet it up with whoever, mom, dad, pastor, right? You know what I'm saying? Everyone's entitled to handle things how they want to. You know what I'm saying? Some people would meet up, some people wouldn't. But at the end of the day, that you cannot judge people for reacting to hurt. That is the overall message that I want to give. You cannot put people in, you cannot tell people how to react to being disrespected, lied to, and hurt. If Keisha just came out the blue and started bothering Ashley, that's one thing. But Ashley knowingly participated in a cheating scandal with her man. So anything that she did in response, she should not be harshly judged for. People can give her constructive criticism, they can give her words of wisdom, but we cannot nail her to the cross, but we're not nailing the people who did her wrong to the cross. It says she came to the platform live with a whole different narrative and accused Keisha of harassing her and being obsessed with her child. You can't take accountability and lie in the same breath. Right. So everybody perfect. Okay, child. It says now I should have been locked under a jail for some of the things my younger self did. I was a whole ass lunatic. Okay. Like, girl, I'm up here really, and this is the thing. Like, I'm not growing up. I was such like a nice person. Like, I never had an issue with people. Like, some people didn't like me or whatever, but like, I didn't grow up fighting and all that type of stuff. Now, I do know how to defend myself. Now, you know what I'm saying? I grew up around plenty of it, and me and my cousins will have that or whatever. But like, as far as like just have to be at school beefing folks, that wasn't me. Like, I was a likable person. I stayed to myself. Like, I stayed in my lane, and so for me to even be, what I'm saying, coming to a location with some tennis shoes on, ready to throw down. I'm like, oh girl, you too deep in the trenches, baby. You need to leave the man alone. But I was hurt, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that that is part of growing up and knowing your worth as a woman. You have to go through those embarrassing moments, and you have to realize, like, what the hell am I doing? But you cannot judge someone or kick them down for having those moments, because they're gonna happen. This also shows it's important to have good counsel, friends and parents, people you can go to for sound advice. My parents would be like, no, ma'am. If I was, yeah. And that is true. Like, you got to have people in your corner, rooting for you and keeping you on the right track, because relationships are hard. And when you're in it and you're getting done wrong, it's the most confusing, hurtful thing ever. And especially when you've planned out your whole life for this person, you don't know what way you want to turn. So you will find yourself doing some uncharacteristic things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had was bought a camera to put inside the house. Honey was trying to look up tracking devices. I was doing some crazy stuff. And it's like, me now wouldn't do that. But I was, I had to grow. It's like, we wouldn't know all these lessons about self-love and self-worth, and what I'm saying, if it wasn't for those people having to make their mistakes and bump their heads and do some crazy things over these men, to have these moments that they can come back and share with others and be like, look, girl, don't be like me. So for people to be in the comment section acting like they're so perfect and that, oh my god, like, come on. It says, girl, we have to do a story time to call in for the crazy thing we've done. Some people act like it's not normal because, child, okay. Like, okay, everybody gonna have to share their stories, because, honey, I mean, the people on the internet, I guess, I don't know where y'all live at. I mean, y'all got me feeling like I have been, maybe in the hood my whole life or something, because I just know that y'all are not sitting up here really acting like it don't go there about, it can't go there about these men. Like, it's not right, but it gets real. Like, it gets real ugly when you talking about cheating. It says, I have busted out car windows, flattened tires, busted a few heads. Exactly. Like, I've seen it all. Like, I've seen people get hit upside the head with a ball. Like, and it's not right. It's nothing to be glorified. But I'm saying all that to say that all Keisha did was talk a little shit and meet up with a girlfriend, and y'all going ballistic in the comments, and that's all she did. Man, please. It says, I'm so glad I have a present father in my life that talked to me about how dudes move and how I should handle myself. Right. And that's a blessing. That is a blessing to have a father that can tell you. But sometimes even people who have fathers, like, they still have to go through it. Everybody gonna have to go through their own thing. Nobody's perfect. And that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna sit back and judge Keisha and hate her for how she handled the situation, because everybody have to learn at their own pace. Like, I'm not gonna look down on nobody for how they handled something, because none of us are perfect. If you turn, I can bet money on it. If we put a hidden camera in everyone's life, there is something that we have done that we're not proud of. No one on this platform can say that they have done the right thing all the time. Like, everybody has done something they are not proud of. So the way people sit back and judge her and literally hate her, it's okay to be like, girl, don't do that no more. But they literally will try to counsel this girl for normal shit that happens all the time. Like, no. Keisha been telling her story nonstop since November, but let's all stone Ashley for responding. No, I'm not stoning Ashley for responding. So I don't know what you're talking about, Sabrina, when it comes to that, because I don't mind Ashley responding. And since we're on that topic, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. So a lot of people feel like Keisha needs to stop talking about the situation, and they feel like she's dragging it. And here's what I feel about that. No one wanted to stop talking about it when people were sitting on their live every day, all day, dragging this girl, talking about her parenting, talking about her children. No one wanted to stop then. when Keisha was sitting back, not saying anything, before D came to the platform to defend her, when she was just sitting back, not saying anything, going through postpartum depression, telling people that she was going through that, and asking people to please stop, no one wanted to let up. Everyone was front and center on every live stream. It don't matter if that live stream was 4 hours long. Everybody will sit there when it's time to drag Keisha. Everybody will be on, and I'm not gonna say everybody, but the majority of people who are saying that, oh, we've been talking about this for so long, are the same people that if somebody made a video right now and they said, I'm going to drag Keisha Anderson for what she did to Ashley, even though that did happen 2 years ago, right? If somebody right now wants to drag Keisha for what happened with her and Ashley, and it's old, right? We all know it's old. The same people who hollering about they done talking about it will be front and center for the video if it's dragging Keisha. To me, it's kind of funny how I'm with everybody. I would have liked to see. I want everyone to move on as well, right? So I'm not saying I want Keisha to continue to relive this, because I'm all about growth as well. Hopefully next year, hopefully hell in a few more months, this situation can be put to rest. Hopefully after Martin finishes his series out, that's the end of it, right? That's what I'm hoping for. But it's kind of funny to me how everyone wants to, when it's time to talk about this thing from a fair perspective, and when it's time to point out things that the other side of this situation did that wasn't right, everybody wants to stop talking. But nobody want to stop talking when it's time to drag Keisha. When she bought that house, everybody was ready to talk about it and drag it. When she did, if she do a photo shoot, everybody want to drag it and say she's trying to look like Ashley. You all love to participate in the drag sessions, but when she wants to speak out and continue to talk about it, everybody over it. And to me, that's hypocritical. Like some people who cover this situation, okay, they talk about it, they move on. So I can understand why they may be tired of hearing about it. But the main people who are up here hollering about, why do you keep talking about it? This is 2 years old, are the same people present for every video that is dragging Keisha. So I'm confused. It should have been over when Ashley showed the receipts and when they had the day of reckoning, and when it pretty much came out that regardless of what happened, Ashley was still willing to sleep with Jeremy. So when that was said, when we found out that no matter what was said in that book, no matter what was said on the internet, Ashley still wanted to sleep with Jeremy after the fact, and Jeremy still wanted to sleep with Ashley, and they were still gonna sleep with each other. We should have been over it then. We should have been ready to move on. We should have been ready to move on then. So to me, I'm not finna tell nobody, oh, you need to shut up and move on. That was old. But then I'm participating in every drag session about Keisha Kaylee. Like, it don't add up. All right, y'all. I'm gonna skip to the bottom of the comments. But yeah, I don't have a problem with Ashley speaking up for herself. You know what I'm saying? If Ashley wanted to speak out again about the situation, I wouldn't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, I only have a problem with the situation being one-sided. People can talk about what hurt them however long they want to. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. D says they talk about it every day, but it's old. Exactly. Like everyone wants, when Keisha start talking, it's old. But when everybody else talk about it, everybody's here for it. Keisha talk about a situation, girl, it's old. Be quiet. Everybody else talk about it. And if they're dragging Keisha, y'all are there for how y'all got y'all handkerchief, y'all plate, y'all fork, y'all spoon, and y'all eating it up. Let's see. I think I skipped over. Ooh, these comments going fast. It says that Ashley had slept with another influencer's boyfriend, like Raven or De'Ara, it would have been a different shit show. They would have dragged her. It's just by exactly, Mama UK. Exactly. Baby, if she would have been a side piece to De'Ara and Ken, honey, the girl, even when Ken rubbed that girl booty, that girl wouldn't even own social media like that. They went and found her and drug her out the trenches. Okay? If this was anyone else, if she hadn't been involved in a cheating scandal with anybody else's man, no one would be this upset. Everyone would be dragging her and trying to cancel her, even if she wasn't on the internet at all. Man, forget all that. These people tried to ruin this girl. She can talk about it for the rest of her life if she want to. Okay. Like, if you call my job and get me fired over me reacting to my man getting cheated on, because essentially that's what you all wanted to do. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that and for however long I want to. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's next year. It's still a conversation everybody need their tails whooped, including me. Facts. Ashley would have gotten dragged. Lissay says, but I would particularly keep talking about that situation, grow and learn. They're both beautiful women. It's crazy. 2 years later, they're still dragging it. The children grow up looking like right. And here's the thing. I'm not promoting continuing to relive the love triangle, right? Like, I'm not promoting that. I do feel like it happened. The kids are here. The children are beautiful. Now it's time to let that go and move on. So I'm not promoting Keisha continuing to relive those unhappy moments. But what I'm saying is, if people are wanting to move on, then everyone should truly move on. Like, I feel like Keisha can't do anything without people throwing this situation back up in her face. Literally, she posts a picture, she get her hair done. Everyone literally hates her based off this situation, and they drag her in these videos and keep referencing what she did to Ashley. But yet, when she brings it back up and talks about it, they get upset. I feel like if you all want Keisha to move on from this particular topic, then they're going to have to learn how to move on from that particular topic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying never talk about Keisha K. Lee. She's a public figure. Okay, cool. However, just like, for example, when she bought the house, everyone's dragging her for buying the house. And in the process of them dragging her for buying the house, they're still bringing up things that happen with the situation, why they don't like her. Like, it's, to me, I just feel like it gets real hypocritical. In a perfect world, no, I don't want to keep hearing about the love triangle with Keisha, Jeremy, Ashley. I think we've heard enough. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? Because of that situation, people want to use an excuse to drag her for every little thing that she does instead of just saying, I don't like Keisha. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're still trying to ruin her today. I do think at a certain point we have to talk about it. It's healthy for her to still relive the trauma. The cheating scandal has had to be brought up because that's where it started. It's 11 hours long. Right. Right. I don't think that we're going to keep reliving this cheating situation. And I just think that it came back up because we have to do the backstory. We have to let people know how this all started. I say it's no longer about the triangle. It's now about the hate and bullying that takes place every day. Exactly. I think Keisha will always be a point of discussion because of her popularity, right? And it's okay. Like I said, I don't think that there will ever be a time where people are not talking about her. I just feel like the way people talk about her and the way they ridicule her, and it's like when you question why, it's always people throw this situation back up. And I feel like people just need to move on. Like, if you're gonna talk about her still, okay, cool, but it's like it's always with the undertone of, yeah, we don't like her because this is what she did to this is what she did to that. It's like, okay, you all don't want to move on when you want to drag her, but you want her to move on when she's responding. Like, they don't want the fact that they dragged Keisha for a whole year based off a lie. The reactors know it was a damn lie, and they ran with a lie for over a year. Right. It says Keisha is gorgeous, and I have seen her grow so much. I am proud of her, and I'm glad she's standing up to all this mess. Exactly. Exactly. I'm glad that she's standing up for herself, and I think that she will eventually move on because at the end of the day, like, she's still, doing her thing. Like, even with her vlogging, like, she don't just come on here every day talking about it. Like, she don't just come on here every day, like, basing her whole channel off of it. It's just that because that situation got so bad that it almost cost her, her whole YouTube career. People literally trying to kick her off the platform and literally trying to, take food out of her mouth, which it wasn't going to happen anyway. But she has to relive that. You know what I'm saying? She has to deal with the aftermath of that, with people still harassing her for everything that she does. So, it's gonna, some bits and pieces of it are gonna come up, and one day she will be able to move on. But I think it's necessary to bring clarity to the situation. And if she wants to say, hey, look, this is what I went through, and this is why I'm starting an anti-bullying campaign, and here's the whole story, and here's why I'm doing this, then yeah, like, because it for me, how I look at it is she's about to really start being serious about this anti-bullying campaign. So to give people the history of how this all started, for people who may not know, here's this series. This is gonna cover it from beginning to end, and then she's gonna take her anti-bullying campaign and it's gonna blossom into something else. That's what I see happening. I don't think that she literally wants to relive this situation every day. Because Martin has 330,000 subscribers, they can't say nobody saw it. Everybody's gonna find out the truth, and they don't want that. Yeah. It's a lot of people that know they're about to look sick as F and weak as F for doing what they did. Right. That's why I think they're trying to put all the focus on, oh, she talked to the ex-girlfriend, because honestly, that was not that serious. You know what I'm saying? I think that people are really, really, I think that people who were really having a field day with the trolling and really having a field day calling in, talking about our kids, all of that, I think that they are now realizing, like, damn, like we did do a lot, because now we have to hear about this over and over again, and she finished, you know what I'm saying? So I think that people are trying to deflect, and that's why they're in those comments going ham and in shambles. Every brand deal she gets, they bring up Ashley. Every business move she makes, they bring up Ashley, but want Keisha to shut up. Nah, Keisha, keep speaking up the finger name. Exactly. Like, she get her hair did, she post a picture on the gram. Here everybody go. Did you see her post a picture? She trying to look like Ashley. Did you see her get her hair did? Like, so it's like you all compare everything that she does to Ashley, but yet you all don't want her to talk about the situation. Like, make it make sense. It says, y'all bullet Keisha all the way to the top. This is her story to tell now. Right. It's gone way past cheating that was used to try to break Keisha, but it's done the opposite. It empowered her and made her stronger. Exactly. The sad people will only hyper focus on the relationship drama. People don't care as much as about the bigger picture. And that's the problem. And that's why I started my platform. Because I'm like, not even with just Keisha, because I cover other people too. And it's kind of like a lot of times people get so hung up on the minute things that they miss the bigger picture of the arguments that are going on. Like, people get so caught up on the scandalous pieces of the situation that they miss out on the bigger picture. And so over here, I like to talk about the bigger picture. Yeah, this happened with her baby daddy. Yeah, she took him back. Yeah, her and the girl got into it. Like, okay, those are all the minute details, but the bigger picture is this was something that has happened to a lot of us. It's something that's common. People get cheated on all the time. Why the hell are y'all talking about her parenting? Why are y'all calling sponsors? Why are y'all trying to counsel her over such a minute situation? Yeah, they never thought the day would come. Right. They see how Martin is really showing every receipt and they getting scared. Yeah. That's so annoying. They compare clothes, hair, shouters. Exactly. Like, the same people who are like, oh my God, please move on, are the same people talking like she cannot breathe. She cannot literally brush her hair without them compared to somebody else. I think people think because she has an anti-bullying campaign, that means she's saying I don't do wrong. And that is not the case. People literally went too far and her story should be heard. Exactly. Like, and I think that is what people get misconstrued. Just because Keisha has an anti-bullying campaign, that does not mean she's going to come for every single person who talks about her. Keisha knows she's going to be talked about. She is a public figure. But there are certain things that should be off limits. If you want to talk about me for staying with my man, cool. If you want to talk about whatever, cool. If you want to say that, I'm dumb for doing this, okay. If you want to say you don't like my channel or my content, cool. But do not talk about me as a parent. Do not accuse me of neglecting my children. Do not put out narratives that are going to have CPS at my door. Do not put out narratives that are going to cause me to lose. Like, do not pass around a script and send it to my sponsors. Those things are crossing the line. But and I think that's what people don't realize. If y'all wouldn't have been doing the most, it would not have gotten to this point. You all literally are on a website, Lipstick Alley, thinking of ways to call CPS. You all literally had a script. You all literally were giving people Paris on her platform, telling people where to find the script. Like, that's too much. What does it have to do with anything? If you don't like the way she handled her man and the girl that slept with her man, okay, but why? How does that turn into she needs to lose a brand deal? I'm confused. Did she go out here? Did she put her hands on somebody? Did she go up to somebody's job and knock them upside their head? Did she flash somebody's tires? Did she put somebody's life in danger? She didn't do any of those things. So why should her livelihood be compromised because of that? It's big case season and it ain't ending no time soon. Okay. It says she deserves to show how people brought innocent kids into everyday. So exactly, exactly, and that's the part that I'm ready for it to be highlighted. I'm ready for them to highlight how these people literally set up here and brought her and made her children the focal point of a conversation for so long based off of a grown folk situation. How in the hell do we go from talking about a love triangle and a baby mama and baby daddy drama to talking about what may or may not be wrong with some innocent children? Like, that is ridiculous. Ridiculous. It says, I wonder how the rest of the series will be received, or will people tune out because it's not hot tea? I think that the once they start getting into the bullying and once they start really laying out how really people are crazy and obsessed for no reason, I think people are gonna probably try to tune out because people don't like to tell the truth. People don't like to face the truth. Like, everyone just wants to be against the person who they hate the most. They don't want to hear any other side. It says she didn't bully anybody at all. Hold on, y'all. My child want me. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, y'all. My baby, she wanted my drink. Little kids be like, "Oh, mommy, can I have the rest of this?" I was gonna drink that later, but it's okay. All right, let's not forget the cause of CPS. These people are really going way too far. Exactly. Like, why? There is nothing this girl has done to make me be like, oh, those kids are in danger. No. How? Like, how do y'all get called in CPS? Like, how can y'all look at her and be like, okay, I want to call CPS? Like, who does that? Who does that? I mean, going forward, it's not about a little triangle. Yeah. I feel like if Paris did not do it, she should have not let people feel they could go that far. I would have shut it down expeditiously, as Ti said. Exactly, like, and then like and then Paris wonders why, well, I did it. Okay, but there's literally a recording of you telling people where to go find the information to send to the sponsors with on recording. We all heard it, but yet you feel like in your platform, this is going on your platform. Your platform is a champion token platform where all this type of stuff can go down. And it's like, for what and for why? But yet you don't want to be held accountable for leading a hate train. Like, no. They said Keisha ain't popular or important enough for Martin to pick up her story. Martin made more money off that one video than all the people he has covered the whole time he has been on YouTube. Yeah. And it's kind of like, it's people just need to understand that you got to be careful how you do people and how you treat people because, baby, will, God will make your enemy your footstool. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you cannot sit up here and, you mean God will make it where your enemies are your footstool. Like, the same people rooting for you to fail, the same people trying to end you and trying to ruin you will end up on their knees because at the end of the day, you cannot. I don't care what nobody say. If somebody has not harmed my child, they have not harmed me, my mama, my grandma. They have not put any of us in danger. If somebody has not, tried to steal from me or disrespected me, or if somebody has not done anything to me at all, and they're just a stranger on the internet, and all I'm doing is viewing their life, I would never try to ruin them in real life. I would never call someone's job. I would never call CPS. I would never sit up here and try to end someone's sponsorship because I don't like how they handled a situation that had absolutely nothing to do with me. We even when the situation with, and not to go too deep to that conversation, but even with the situation with Keisha discussing Ashley's situation, she did not bring that to the internet and taunt this girl. She did not be like, aha, none of that. All she did was mention it to someone else. And how does that warrant her being counseled? I don't get it. And there's people out here who've done worse. And then the crazy thing about it is there were people who started to speak out against Keisha who had allegations against them of doing some sick stuff. And yet people were ready to support them all because they were dragging Keisha. Like it's people out here with allegations with children and everything, and they when they were about to start dragging Keisha, everybody's like, yeah, we gotta, and it's like, so you all will support, literally somebody can be a child, and you all will support the hell out of them if they're dragging Keisha, but you want her to be counseled for simply talking shit about her baby daddy, baby mama, other baby mama. Like, come on, man. It says Martin engagement is higher than it's ever been. Even videos he got 100K views on only have about 400, 500 comments. Keisha's video has 3,000 comments. The engagement is out of this world. Yeah, honey. People were tuned in, honey. Okay. It says people watch the whole damn video. Can you say ass? Okay. So a lot of the trolls are shaking their boots right now with all the lies they told and the evil things they said about kids. Hazel. Yeah. It says they will never be able to have the reputation Martin has because at the end of the day, he is someone who truly does. He gives he gives an unbiased perspective, like, period. Like he literally, I did not see him not one time go super hard on anybody. He gave the information. He kind of put in where he wasn't sure or where he felt like there was a hole in the story, and he moved on. And that's the end of my rant in the chat. Hats off to Martin Lewis, King of Receipt. Okay, period. D. This girl, I haven't kept up with everything, but for what I have heard from Keisha's video, it had me like, yes, it's crazy. And even in the beginning, I couldn't even keep up with it all. Like, I had to stop watching at some point because I was in the comment section, like, trying to be like, oh my God, like, why are y'all doing this? Like, I remember that first live, or I don't know, maybe it was the first, second live, but when Hazel went live and those people was in the comments talking about Keisha's kids and they was like going in, I was like, y'all are crazy. And then when Paris started going live every day and everybody was just like going in and they were talking about sitting the script, I had to tune out because I was like, this is too much. Like, this is some hateful stuff. Like, this is some hateful stuff. So when the day of reckoning came, I didn't even really watch it all the way through. I was just like, oh my God. And I started back following it like heavy when Dee came to the scene and she started to defend Keisha when she came on Toya's channel and they kind of, gave their opinion. And that's when I started to pick back up on it and kind of, watch it and follow it. But I'm like, it's just crazy how people literally try to justify, being just downright degrading and mean, all because they don't like the way someone handled a situation in their life. It says Hazel won't give up not one video. Yeah, Martin was very unbiased, very unbiased. Like, he didn't give much of his opinion at all. I didn't think she should be categorized as, I don't think he should be categorized as a reactor. He didn't react anything. He just reported a story. Yeah, or whatever. I think he calls himself like a drama channel. Before the video ended, it had 300 comments. I know damn well y'all ain't finished watching. As a reactor, someone who makes an opinion on content that is provided, you are reacting to what you view. Right? Yeah, I don't think he's a reactor. I just think he gives us the tea. He gives us the unbiased tea. And I think that, and I heard like there were some people upset because I seen a friend, she had made a video and she was like, she let a white man cover this, and I'm like, okay, the rest of you all, who the older, not even, I'm not even gonna say older because there haven't even really been that many older reactors who drug Keisha on, so most of the people who are older reactors, they don't even really get into the Keisha Kaylee drama too much. But Fran particularly, I heard her speaking of it and she was just kind of like trying to chastise Keisha for, letting Martin cover it. And she was like, he doesn't know anything about the culture and, he's a white man. And I'm just like, okay, so who should have covered it then? Because pretty much anybody else drags Keisha, talks about her, and criticizes her for her parenting and everything that she does. So why would she ask any of you all who hate her guts pretty much and talk about everything she does like a dog? Why would she ask you all to cover it when you all clearly don't like her? I think that Martin was the perfect person for the situation because he does not have a dog in a fight. Like, he does not have a dog in the fight. He is not invested in this situation. Like I say, even someone like myself who's pretty pleasant and fair. I don't really attack people for their opinions. Even somebody like me probably wouldn't be the best person to cover it because I am more on Keisha's side of the situation. You know what I'm saying? So he's someone who is truly unbiased. Like, he does not have any stake in this situation. That's why when you go to trial, when you have a court for certain things, they're very selective about who they choose to be on the jury because they do not want people to have any type of bias or any type of favoritism in the situation. They usually pick a jury that is totally detached and unlike you. But I think the lines get blurred when people start reacting to things that are not in the video. Yeah. D says, "Oh, you heard that too?" Granny Fran said I was lying. Yeah, she did say that. She was like, he's a white man. And I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? So you really think that you would have been, and like I said, I don't even watch much of her content. So not even to like try to even be like super shady to her. But the little bit I have heard her say about Keisha, it has not been unbiased. It has not been positive. It has not been objective. It's been very much so what everybody else is doing. They don't like Keisha. I think she was calling Keisha's the renovations to her home the camel toe estate. So it's kind of like you're cracking on her renovate. I mean, you're criticizing her for buying a home just like everybody else. You're criticizing her for her relationship just like everybody else. You're talking about her like a dog just like everybody else. So why would she cover it? And I haven't heard her go super hard, but I mean, it's pretty clear that she doesn't care for Keisha. So why would you cover it out of all people? Yeah, I love Tia Mar, honey. I love Tia Mar. Yeah, Tia Mar. I love Tia Mar. Now Tia Mar talks about Keisha here and there, but I have heard Tia Mar say, like, with the Keisha situation, Tia Mar, one thing I can say about her is she doesn't like to be redundant, and the Keisha Kaylee situation can get pretty redundant. And so with her, she keeps her commentary pretty light. And her comes her on her platform is like an ongoing conversation. And when you get to talking about Keisha, a lot of the people who don't like Keisha like to keep going on and keep, what I'm saying? So with that, I don't think Tia Mar would, cover it because it's kind of like, she doesn't, and the Keisha situation gets too much for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, even myself, I probably wouldn't even be able to cover it because people would be on here attacking me. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, but I love TMR, honey. But yeah, I think that Martin was the best person because he is someone who is gonna give you the video. He gonna put it out. He not finna go back and forth too much about it, and it is what it is. And he's not gonna be invested in the situation at all. Yeah, it says Fran can go to hell. That woman is evil and messy as hell. Yeah, I love me some TMR. I love me some TMR. It says, sorry, I know you love TMR, but her ass I too. Oh, what she lied about? I didn't know that now. It says, to be honest, I think us would have ate all of them up, even if fair. We like to kiki and joke, Yeah, I mean, it's in the black community. It's always ideal for us to support each other, and it would have been nice to have like an older person, who's been there, done that. So not even older. You know what I'm saying? Just someone who is who's been through something similar as Keisha and who has a lot of wisdom to kind of drop some gems and cover this in a fair way, and not only drop some gems to Keisha, but try kind of speak to both sides of the situations and where both women could have made different choices. You know what I'm saying? So it would have been nice to have someone, an African American person, what I'm saying, who's for the culture cover it. But at the end of the day, regardless of um, who it is, it was important, regardless of race or anything of that nature. It was just important to have somebody who was going to be truly unbiased. Yeah, he was the best and most qualified. Yeah. And there's Mama UK, right? Nah, they're not reacting. They're just making up shit for the views and money. Exactly. Like it's kind of like when I heard Fran say, I was like, all right, so you're upset because she asked Martin, because I mean, and you think you would have been a better candidate. I'm sorry, like you can't you there's no way that you can cover this drama in this series or in this, and how it turned into bullying. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think, she also was not, when Paris's channel got terminated, I think I heard her say, was like, I didn't, and I can't quote her, but I think her and somebody else went live. I think it was like the Tasha Ray lady, and they was kind of saying how they don't think that Paris, they don't think that Paris's channel should have been terminated or whatever. So it's kind of like, you all clearly are not too fond of her. So it probably wouldn't be, even like I said, I don't watch much of the Fran lady, so I don't want to put too much on her. But the little bit I have watched of her, she does not seem to be someone who is fond of Keisha. So I was confused as to why are you criticizing her for going to someone who would be unbiased and not attack her like everybody else. And there's also no shade, but like if you didn't know any of these people, you would be like, this is a hot mess. Yeah. Tamara was just shaking in her boots. She needs to have a damn seat. I'm sorry. She couldn't handle one day walking in Keisha's shoes. She folded. Yeah, I do see where they did try to leak her address and stuff. Yeah, the other lady. Who I forgot who, the foot on neck lady, I think, tried to leak her address and that was messed up. So yeah, and she was pretty shaken up by that. I did hear her. I did hear that was very, hard for me to listen to, because I love TMR. And but I do think that and not even just speaking of TMR, but in general, like a lot of the people who react on the mommy channels, I do think that with the strong mommy Chrissy situation and how people started attacking reactors too, I think that was just a good, not, and I'm not gonna say good. I think that should have put things into perspective for everyone, that you always have to be mindful of how you judge others, because it does not feel good, when it's being done to you. But it's not even really for TMR, because like I said, I like TMR. I didn't when she I didn't really see much of what happened there. But just in general, like, a lot of times when you're reacting on people and when you're doing your commentary channels, because it's not you, it is easy to just talk about it and be like whatever, but it doesn't feel good when it's you. So I think that everyone should have looked at that situation, because that lady was going ham for no reason. She was leaking, they said she was leaking everybody's address, and it was like, what? But you gotta look at it. Think about how these mommy channels feel, and think about how people like Keisha feel when this is being done to them every day for no reason. Like, you know so yeah, that was unfortunate. As I feel like you did that, and because you didn't put all the blame on Keisha, you would get dragged. Yep. They love Paris, but require somebody to pull a Paris on them. Yeah. It says, now who would that be? Please name just one African American reactor that covers the situation that could be done and being objective our way. Yeah. I honestly, and like I said, this is not, cause like I love all my black people, but I'm sorry, and like I said, I don't want to be that stereotypical people that be that stereotypical person that be like, oh, black people need to sit together, but black people do need to do a better job of sticking together. And I know people get tired of hearing that, but we do, because it's kind of like, and it's not even just not even on the internet, it's in real life as well. It's like we are so harsh and so critical on each other, and it's like, in even like, it's like when you grow up, like when I went to school, it's just like to see how free spirited and how carefree a lot of my white, and I didn't really, our school was, it was majority black, so I didn't really go to school with a whole lot of white people, but just like their circle of friends, like everybody can somebody can say, hey girl, I went to this party last night, I got drunk, we had a good time, we was in there kissing, we was doing whatever, and they all laughing, slapping fives, they ain't judging each other, they ain't dragging each other, they ain't spreading nobody business. But then let's say we, something happens within with the black people, you go to a party, you may get a little bit too drunk, you may kiss so and so, now it's all over the school, now they calling you a hoe, like, and that's just an example. But it's like black people are very critical of each other and very we crucify each other a lot. You know, it's like white people and comedians joke about it all the time. Like they go out, they have a good time, they get drunk, they get money together, they go on cruises, they do a lot of things, and they'll come back and you don't hear about it, and everybody just have a good time and keep on doing their thing. And it's like black people when they get together, one person made one wrong move, and it's like all hell break loose. You know, everybody talking about it. It's just it's hard to put into words, but I just feel like we have to do a better job at being supportive of one another and not judging each other so harshly for just normal everyday things. Now, if you out here kidnapping folks, KILLING folks, RAP folks, you know what I'm saying? Like if you out here doing disgusting things like that, oh yeah, you need to be judged. You need to be nailed to the cross. But getting mad at your baby dad or other baby mama, that ain't nothing to be judging nobody about. Talking shit about your baby dad or other baby mama, that ain't nothing to be judging nobody about. You know, getting cheated on, taking the man back too many times, you know, like the things that we sit around and judge each other for just be so like it doesn't even make sense. Like why are you all hating this person? It's okay if you say, look, so and so ain't my type of cheat. She don't move how I move. Me and her probably could never hang together. That's okay. You know, that's nothing wrong with that. But we literally will cancel each other out so fast over nothing. Meanwhile, you know, all type of stuff done happen in the white community on YouTube. You know, we got with the James Charles situation. They had all type of allegations out about him. You know, Shane Dawson, all type of allegations out about him. But yet these people still have people supporting them. They still getting money. They still having the what other man name is who said that racist stuff. What was his name? He's a YouTuber. He's an older YouTuber. He has the palette. He has the loud morphe. Um Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star. He had all type of scandals where he was, I think they say he was doing blackface, he was making fun of black people, all type of stuff. People still support him. He still got millions of views. His products still on the shelves in stores. You know, it's just like come on. And I feel like, you know, it gets deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we live in America and a lot of these and you know, a lot of things were set up against us from the beginning. So I'm not gonna put it all on the black community and say that we're just, you know, terrible, we ruined it all. But what I'm saying is if we just would stick together more and uplift each other more, and I ain't saying be fake, because everybody's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. But if we would stop making a big deal out of things that are just not a damn big deal, then we'll be much further. We'll be much further. And sorry, white people do it as well. They'll use information later. Yeah, now I ain't saying that white people perfect. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that white people perfect because white people most definitely they be having a drama going on. But I'm just saying like growing up, it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like as a just growing up in high school and just having friends and like just me being very observant, it was very hard to just have friends and trust people and have fun without people judging you. And it just seems like people who my white friends that I had, like it was just no judgment. It was like, you know, they can go out, have a good time, have a little disagreement, and it didn't turn into this thing, you know. But not saying that white people perfect. They share drama, baby. They do now, because it be some white folks drama on YouTube too. But it's not as it's like I said. It's just we just need to do a better job, you know, holding each other, just being having more mercy with each other. You know what I'm saying? Having more grace with each other. Like stop trying to counsel people for normal everyday things. As older black people don't like a whole lot of mess and would tear this story to pieces, especially because there's no marriage and children involved, right? Right. This girl, that's why I'm so proud with my kids, because girl, I'd be ready to hurt someone. Cardi had to go through that with her daughter, and I think she deleted her daughter IG. The internet is very crazy. Very. It says just keep it real. We as a people can be messy, judgmental, and jealous of each other. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yes, it's white privilege, really. We will forgive the other races for doing us wrong before we forgive our rights. Exactly. And that's why, like, I try to just be like cool. Like, now I ain't finna go for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna just be around here just hanging with anybody and being friends with, like, I don't, what I'm saying, like, I'm very protective of my peace, and I'm very selective with who I let around me. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not about to sit up here and just hold grudges against people for just being human. Like, I'm not about to sit up here and try to, if I have a disagreement with somebody, I'm not gonna come to the internet and try to drag them and look up their information and tell people where they live and call CPS on them. And if I have someone who I see that's a public figure and they do things that I just don't rock with, I just don't rock with. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't agree, and I just won't indulge in their content. But I'm never going to be that person that this situation has nothing to do with me at all. I see this person, they're a public figure, they're involved in something that has nothing to do with me at all, and I'm going to make it my due diligence to try to ruin them and counsel them. That's just not me. Like I said, now if somebody hurting some kids or doing something wild and something gruesome, then yeah, you know what I'm saying. But if it's just something as simple as I don't like the way someone handled a breakup, or I don't like the way someone handled um a situation with a friend or whatever, like, I'm not about to try to counsel them. Like, that's their business. It says they have gotten so used to Keisha not defending herself, so they see her as an easy target. Yeah, they do. They do. And now they hate her even more because she finally standing up for herself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is, girl, I'm married, and to me, Keisha would not be nailed on the cross, because if my husband cheat, I would probably take him back. Just depends on the good and the bad. We should want to see them make it right. And I think that people need to kind of also open their minds and stop being so unrealistic. Like, I don't, when back in the day, like when I was younger, before I was in a real relationship, before I was grown, like, I thought that people were crazy for taking their husband back. I thought people were crazy for getting cheated on and, staying and after their husband had a baby on them. But once you get grown and once you get older, you start to realize that people, everyone's relationship with each other is unique. Everyone has their own bond with people, and people, they're in each other's lives for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And your mistakes that you make as a human being do not define you. If you have been with someone since you were, from the time you were 13, 14 years old, and now y'all are 30, 40, you're gonna probably go through some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you never know what people go through. You never know what impact people have on each other. You never know how people feel about each other. Like, at the end of the day, it's just, we have got to, like someone said in the comments, learn how to extend grace. That's pretty much Miss Lay. Everyone deserves grace. We are granted grace every day, and that means all parties, right? It's just like, I understand it's hard to watch another black woman, or any woman, period, go through public humiliation, ridicule. It's hard to watch somebody we feel like is being taken advantage of. It's hard to watch. But at the end of the day, all you gotta do is pray for people and keep it moving. Like, you don't know what goes on behind the scenes with everyone. You don't know what's happening when the cameras go off. And at the end of the day, it's not for us to sit up here and try to counsel someone over. If you can't support it and you can't indulge in it because you just don't support that type of woman, okay, that's your prerogative. But I don't, the bullying, the calling CPS, the trying to counsel someone, that's where I draw the line. Yes, it's, everybody has different tolerance level. They do. Like, everyone can tolerate different things. Like, that's why as I got older, I learned to mind my business. I stopped telling my friends to leave him. And girl, what I tell my friends is, listen, it's either you're going to rock with him or you're not. If you're going to stay with him, then you need to find a way to be healthy in that situation and make it a healthy situation for you to stay in. If you can't stay with him, then you need to go on and leave. But I don't tell my friends, oh, girl, you so dumb, because you don't know what you'll do until you in the situation. It says, well, the target is moved and will no longer be to stand for the BS. It says, does that mean for the other woman to Queen T? It says Keisha's problem is that she talks too much and shares too much. However, that just shows how genuine she is. Like Keisha will give you all angles of her life because she lives in her truth. Right. Yeah, I think that is the only thing that I see that Keisha did wrong in this situation. I think that, she was too involved. I think that she was talking a little bit too much to people who didn't care about her, people who did not have her best interests. She should have just sat back, internalized the situation, and handled it how she was going to handle it behind the scenes, and not trusted nobody on the internet, because these people just want your story for a come up so they can exploit you. Okay. Like, she should have kept, behind the scenes, confiding in her real friends, people who, are not on the internet, not having a channel trying to get some tea out. She should have just, vented to, if she had to vent, or whatever, do that with your real friends offline, because these people on the internet, they don't give a damn. Honestly, the kindness in me wants to say yes, but at the same time, I feel like she was given her second chance already. She abused it, but for the sake of the kids, I would be willing to forgive. Yeah, it would be hard for me, but I would have, before the sake of the children, I would have to learn to be cordial to her. Now, would I trust her? Would she be welcome all up in my house again? No. But in order, they have their children as siblings. They cannot hate each other forever. you know they are going to have to come to a point where they got to figure out what we gonna do, how we gonna make this situation work for everybody. That don't mean we gotta be buddy. That don't mean that we gotta be all, hey girl, that don't mean that. You know what I'm saying? You can stay on your side, I can stay on my side. But realistically, they're gonna have to get to a point where they're gonna have to be okay with each other, like, or in some capacity. Now, if he keeps doing it, just let them rock, y'all. I hope he doesn't, but if he does and she's content, hey, that's her. I would hope she would have some good people in her corner. Yeah. Yeah. By this time, I will forgive and not create a bond. Yeah. It's because although the trolls hate to admit it, her and Ashley had a really good relationship at one point. Exactly. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I feel like if the internet would not have been involved, all three of them would have been able to get through that situation, and move and come to an understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like, I feel like people act like it is a crime to be cool. I'm sorry, y'all. I turned my mic off. But yeah, it's not a crime to be cool with your baby dad or other baby mama. Like, I feel like people literally acted like, because I heard Hazel kept saying, Ashley's being too nice. She being too nice. She being too nice. What you mean she being too nice? Girl, she could be this girl could be trying to make her life a living hell. Keisha could be pulling up to her job, trying to fight all that. Like, they literally had a good situation going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand where anybody was being too nice to anybody. Like, that's the problem. Like, society want the drama. They want the mess. They want to see you arguing with your baby dad or baby mama. They want the pettiness to continue. Like, no. Yeah, the Keisha's versus Ashley sides, it will have to stop. Definitely. Yes, the kids are most important and have to make it work and stop talking on each other. Exactly. And that goes for both of them. Like, both of them are going to have to find a way to respect each other and move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, Keisha will have to understand that, Ashley didn't know her. You know what I'm saying? Ashley was just doing what she wanted to do. And unfortunately, she did not keep her word. But everybody just ain't built the same. Everybody not gonna keep their word. Everybody not gonna, you know, stand on what they told you they was gonna stand on. And so you just have to understand that and chalk it up, take that L and move on. And Ashley's gonna have to understand that you had a baby by a man that was in a situation before you came along. And so you ain't finna be put on no pedestal. You not finna don't try to call this man and argue with him about no child having no cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to make everything a problem or an issue. Like, pray over your child before your child go anywhere. Keep the lines of communication open, set boundaries. You know what I'm saying? You and your baby daddy have a conversation about what it is and what it ain't gonna be, and come to some common ground. But all the back and forth and the hate, that's not going to help the situation if everybody trying to get the kids together. It says you can forgive and not and not let a snake bite you on the same hand. Yeah, I'm country too, Miss Lay. It says I would never trust her again, but we could operate with the strict rules and boundaries that cannot be crossed. I would be treating her with a very long-handed spoon. Oh yeah, definitely. I wouldn't trust her as far as I can throw her. It says Hazel and the trolls got in her head, definitely. And you can't be putting these hard restrictions on her if you can't get your man ordered. That is true. That is true. And I think that is the part that Keisha will also have to understand. It's kind of like these two did conceive a child together. So this is their child. And so you're not going to be able to have 100% control. So even though I know you want to, make the situation the way that you see best for everyone, you're gonna have to understand that some things are gonna be out of your control. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are gonna probably be some situations that you probably not gonna have a say so in because it's not your child. But I don't think Keisha's trying to control the situation. I think that Keisha just, was really big on not being disrespected again. But the only way that you can control that is, if it happens again, you know what you gotta do. You gotta make you gotta show these folks not to play with you and move on. And let's be honest, it's still not too late for them to be cool and get along. I have seen worse squash beef. Yeah, like I have seen people literally put their hands on each other and forgive each other and move on. Like nothing. I don't care what nobody say. In this situation, I feel like it is most definitely possible for them to come back from this internet stuff because it's just the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like it's possible to move on. All these comments going so fast. His ass will have rules too. I just feel like a real friend would not encourage their friend to be for their baby daddy girlfriend. Yeah, he would have to step it up because it's like, what's the point? Y'all got the same baby daddy. Like, what is the point? Like, I that's not a beef. Like, it's pointless. Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't be telling my friend to kiss her ass, but why you beefing with your baby daddy other baby mama? You had a baby about her baby daddy. Like, you gonna have to be a big girl to understand it. Y'all are missing the point too. Even before the book came out, Ashley had a problem with Keisha overstepping boundaries with her son. But what boundaries was she overstepping? You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, you going Ashley gonna have to grow up. Like ain't no overstepping no boundaries. She went over. What did she do? What did she do? What boundaries did she overstep? We also saw the receipts of her saying that she blocked Jeremy and she would speak to Keisha. So if anything, she gave Keisha the impression that there were some boundaries that she could create. See, that's what I'm saying. You all only want to talk about one side, but how was Keisha overstepping boundaries when we also saw Ashley tell Keisha that she would rather speak to her and she blocked Jeremy? Now I'm pretty sure she changed her mind after the fact, but I didn't see no boundaries being overstepped. At the end of the day, you had a baby by somebody who had a girl. Okay. I think that she just simply did not want Keisha to be involved, period. But that's not how it's gonna work. Like it went that way. This is the thing. If you were okay with him and her having this public platform together and her running the show and her orchestrating the YouTube channel and him admitting that he had to go and be on these YouTube videos and come back to you, if you was okay with that, then things ain't changed because the baby came into the situation. It says, tell Keisha, you're my girl, and tell Ashley, look, you're my child's mother. That's that, exactly. Krista Brown says, IDK, after all this, I wouldn't be able to trust Ashley. She has shown that under the right circumstances, she will snake whoever. Right. But I think that Keisha just gonna have to understand that, it's on Jeremy to, make that move. Like if he allows her to be disrespectful, if he mess with her again, then it's over with for both of them. Then to hell with both of them. But of course, she can't say to hell with Jeremy because that's her baby daddy, but okay, now me and you are done. I don't have nothing to say to her no more. And now you gonna have to figure out how to co-parent with both of us. So far, she has crossed Keisha, Jeremy Hill, even Hazel and Paris. She don't care about anybody but herself. Some people can't be trusted. Yeah, that's a valid point. Looked like Jeremy had the same sentiments as long as he didn't get caught, Krista. That's sad because if they care for August, why not? But if I was her, I wouldn't care about the kids. Yeah. She changed the way she moving once Hazel came into the picture. Right. It says I be everywhere just like a lot like yeah. But yeah, all right, y'all. You look now. We ain't gonna come in here arguing now. We just but like I said, um, you know, it's okay to have a different perspective. So, I respect everyone's perspective. Everyone does not agree with Keisha, and some people feel that, Ashley, is innocent, but all I'm saying is, you know, I personally didn't see Keisha crossing any boundaries. I saw Keisha. Now I ain't gonna say. I'm gonna say this. I feel like Keisha did not understand that this was not her battle to fight. It's not her responsibility to figure out any co-parenting arrangements because this is a child that they created. So I do feel like she was too involved to have been the person that was hurt, but I don't think that was a bad thing or a negative thing. I think that it was a situation where, she was being too nice, if anything. But I don't think she was maliciously trying to overstep boundaries. I think that she was just trying to make the situation better for everyone. She got to think her and this man built the whole brand together. She just trying to pick up the pieces so that way they can keep their daily operations going. She's a daily vlogger. So I don't think that she was maliciously trying to overstep boundaries. I think she was just trying to keep everything together for the sake of her brand. Yeah, Jeremy has to move correctly. Exactly. It's going to be on him. I think most people switch up when their homegirls get involved. Yeah. Because your friends tend to get mad than you do. Yeah, exactly. That's why you have to be very careful about what you tell. You can't tell your right hand everything your left hand doing, Since Keisha was asking for the baby to come spend the night and stuff, when Jeremy wasn't even asking for that, Keisha told Ashley Jeremy didn't really help with the kids, but want Ashley to feel comfortable with leaving her son. But and even with that, even if Ashley feels some type of way about that, I'm still not going to pin Keisha to the cross for that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand what you're saying. Like, Keisha probably should have taken a step back and not been so invested, but then she would have got judged for that too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Keisha was maliciously trying to overstep boundaries. I think Keisha was trying to do what she thought was best to keep it going. And I feel like that's where we see her trying to make the arrangements for August to come over, because I feel like she just did not want it to be thrown in her face that she wasn't being supportive. I think she was just trying to be a supportive girlfriend and a supportive stepmom. And I don't see why people are judging her or looking at her negatively about that. You know what I'm saying? Is it something that she could have scaled back from? Like, could she have taken a step back and been like, look, Jeremy, this is your baby. You figure this out. Definitely. She could have taken that approach. That's the approach that a lot of people would have taken. But you have to think about the microscope that she's under. Had she washed her hands and had nothing to do with the baby, people would have judged her for that too. So maybe with her being under the pressure of trying to be supportive and trying not to come off as this bitter baby mama, maybe her heart was in the right place trying to make those arrangements. I don't understand why people are upset with her for that, because you can clearly see that it did not come from a negative place. It came from a place of, hey, I have chosen to stay with this man who has done this. We have created a whole brand based on our family channel. I'm trying to pick up the pieces. I want this to move. I want this to go smooth. Maybe I should try to do this, that, and the third to make everything go smooth. To me, I felt like Keisha was doing a lot trying to please people that didn't give a damn about her, if you ask me. But I still don't understand how you all can look at her negatively for that. If anything, she was being too damn nice. It says Ashley blocked Jeremy. What the F? But like you said, now Ashley made her feel comfortable, and as we can see, they built somewhat of a good bond. Exactly. And Ashley would also block Jeremy on. But yeah, because like even though Ashley was saying that Keisha was overstepping boundaries, it was also confusing because we see her praising Keisha. We see her telling Keisha, I would rather speak to you. So she was giving mixed signals as well. So it could have been a better communication on everybody's end. It says no, Ashley asked her, Keisha told Ashley need to get it together. They would have found they would have found a problem either way. If Keisha would have washed her hands and said, well, bump you, I ain't studying what you got going on with your baby, you figure it out. Your baby can't come over here. Then y'all would have had a problem with it too. So it's like she damn if she do, she damn if she don't. When she's trying to be, concerned, and when she's trying to help out, and when she's trying to offer the help with the baby, y'all got a problem with that. But then if she would have just ignored the baby and said, I don't want anything to do with it, then y'all would have drug her for that too. So it's like she damned if she do, she damned if she don't. It says Linton Liquor, at least he would have been with his siblings, right? How did she need to take a step back when Ashley was texting her? Right. It's kind of like you all are acting like she was stalking this girl. Like we clearly see the text message where Ashley was also going along with her and they were having a good conversation and they were building a rapport with each other. Honestly, I just feel like it got complicated because Ashley and Jeremy were still messing around. I feel like had Ashley and Jeremy still not wanted to do their little sneaky stuff on the side, everything would have went fine. So honestly, Keisha was not the problem. It was the fact that Ashley wanted to mess around with Jeremy on the low still. Jeremy wanted to mess around with Ashley on the low still. There were feelings getting involved. And it was making the co-parenting situation difficult. Of course she don't want to keep dealing with Jeremy if she know that Jeremy probably of course she don't want to keep talking to Keisha if she know that her and Jeremy been over here sneaking and geeking. Of course she gonna irritate it. Of course she gonna probably not want to keep dealing with Keisha. In the beginning, when she probably thought that okay, I'm really done with him and I don't want to mess with him anymore, she probably was comfortable with talking to Keisha and doing everything through Keisha. But if her and Jeremy start back sneaking and geeking, I don't want to talk to her no more. Me and you were just over here laid up. What I'm talking to her for? So that's what I think happened. Honestly, if you ask me. But that's just my theory. It says, Ashley about Jeremy, so how else was he supposed to communicate to see his son? Right. It says y'all have to read the text. Right. Like we clearly see her engaging with Keisha and them having a cordial relationship. So I don't get why you all act like Keisha was stalking this girl or something. It says really Keisha tried and Jeremy should have tried harder. Really at this point, they should have went to court and got his rights. Yeah, that is true. Like by now, if I was Jeremy, I'd be like, I ain't finna keep on doing this, you girl. We finna go to court. We finna go to court. Period. It says in those proceedings, Ashley had no problem with Keisha making an effort. If Ashley had a problem with that, then why was she agreeing with him? Exactly. Like they're acting. I feel like there was a disconnect somewhere. And I think that the disconnect came when they were still messing around. I feel like at first Ashley was trying to be on board and she was trying to play along and everything was cool. And I think that, her and Jeremy was started stinking and geeking. And I think that that's where the disconnect came with her and Keisha. And as women are more likely to get stuff versus men, especially certain type of men. Says I think Martin will get into that more in episode 2. Okay, good. It's about I do think Ashley should have not blocked him, but as men go get them rights, don't wait until don't wait until he too old to build a bond. Right. Like it just needs to be some type of agreement in writing at this point because I mean I love my child. I just can't. I can't. I'm not gonna let the internet keep me away from my child. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna have to go to court. We're gonna have to get this thing on the road because I love my child too much to allow some internet drama to come in between it. Like, it says Keisha, Ashley loved talking to Keisha. I think she did a lot with trying to figure out the paternity, but it seems like she has more of a mediator with the child came. Yeah, I mean, we all can agree. Like in the beginning, I feel like she should have definitely pulled back for her own sanity. Like, girl, you the one getting did wrong. When as far as Keisha goes, you're the one getting cheated on. You shouldn't be trying to figure out nothing. You get your rest. You worry about yourself. So in the beginning, I feel like she definitely should have pulled back a little bit. However, like I said, when you're getting cheated on, though, you do want to know what's going on. You do want to get to the bottom of it. So I can see both. I can see, I can see it from both angles. He said she started blocking Jeremy after he said he couldn't do Keisha like that. He didn't want to hurt her. Yeah, I think the disconnect came when she thought they were going to continue. And this is, like I said, this is me. This is my theory. I think that everything was cool, calm, and copacetic. I think everybody had got on the same page. I think that Jeremy and Ashley both saw that this coast was clear and that, everything was getting back to normal. And I think they probably both had the urge to start back messing around and doing a thing. And it was gonna be too complicated to do that with Keisha now in the picture trying to actively help out with the baby. And I think that that's where the static starts to come from because when they realize that we can't be over here, it's too hard to be over here sneaking and geeking, and then we still got Keisha now. She knows about everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's I feel like the urge to still want to mess around is what caused the breakdown in the situation. All right. Let's see. I thought Martin said Ashley ended it. I think that from the receipts, like I said, to me that part to me isn't still it still isn't that much clear, but it is clear for sure they were still sneaking and geeking when after the baby was born. That is a known fact. But I think that it just probably became too much for her because her feelings were getting too much involved. That's what I take from it. And he was keeping it real with her, like, look, girl, you know what I'm saying? Like now that we everything is out on the picture, I still gotta, you know what I'm saying? I still have my family. This is still who I'm with. So if me and you gonna be doing whatever, you're gonna have to take what you can get because this is my family right here. So I think after the baby came, it was no more I'm finna sweet talk you, I'm finna finesse you, I'm finna cap you down. It was more of, look, if we're gonna be messing around, you're gonna have to get me when you get me because I can't be doing all this extra shit. And I think that that's where the animosity and the bitterness came from. And I feel like that's when Ashley probably just was like, look, well, I can't do this shit because it's too much for me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I think it went. I think that it was like I said, after the baby came, after everything was out on the table, you know, it's it's kind of like if me and you gonna still mess with each other, just know what it is now. Everything on the table, you don't been to my house, you already know what it is. You already know that we're home at, and I feel like for anybody who is continuing that situation, it's like, oh my God, this is too much. Like, Mhm. And as Ashley thought she was going to be able to take Jeremy from Keisha, but once she realized that wasn't going to happen, she started to get mad. She never had good intentions. Yeah, that was definitely a breakdown of communication because she definitely was on board with talking to Keisha and everything seemed to be fine. Like I said, I feel like that breakdown came when she realized, like, oh, it ain't going to be the same vibe as before. Like, I ain't going to be able to have them like I had them before everything hit the fan. That's just how I feel. It says, I just told my brother the other day, quit waiting on the women to go let you see your child. Make getting your rights a priority, especially with young boys. He needs him. Yeah, I definitely feel like, especially with little boys most definitely need their father. Like, it is a huge difference. And I know people who have little boys, and it's just a huge difference when they're around their dad and when they're around their mom. It's just certain things men can teach little boys better than women can. It is what it is. It's just my opinion. And so, I definitely would get the courts involved at this point because, I, especially in the society that we live in, I'm not finna be letting my child, as a man, um, I'm not finna go without seeing my son. You know what I'm saying? And even if it was my daughter, I'm not finna go without seeing my child, period, whether it's my son or my daughter, but especially a little boy. Oh, I could be teaching him stuff early, fishing, football, baseball, wrestling, like the fun stuff that dads do with their little boys. Like, we can't be missing out on these moments because of some shit that happened on the internet. Like, we can't do that. It said it would also make him be consistent in the schedule with his son so they would have consistency with kids. Yeah, because some consistency needs to happen. Because if it's like sometimes I see my dad and sometimes I don't, and that could be that because that becomes harder as the kids get older. Because as kids get older, they get stubborn. Like, where I'm going, So I feel like they definitely need to go ahead and nip this situation in the bud now before he gets older. That way he's used to it and he has a routine. Like, go ahead and get him in the groove now. That way it's not such a hassle when it's time for him to go with dad or whatever. All right, let's see. Let's look at some comments. Oh, I almost been on here for 2 hours. It is almost time to go. Let's see. Read a few more comments. It says Ashley don't have the morals to have respect to Keisha. Look at Love and Marriage Huntsville. Ashley's gonna be a side chick for 10 years thinking something finna change. Yeah, I did see that. I did watch. I gotta get into that more, but I did see that situation with the lady from Love and Marriage Huntsville. And yeah, I think that Ashley, I think she went wrong thinking that you just cannot maneuver through life. And like I said, and I've been a side chick before as well, but I had to give that lifestyle up because and it really wasn't a lifestyle for me. But look, I said it like I gotta give that lifestyle up. Like I was just deep in the trenches. I wasn't like a real full-time side piece, but I had to stop dealing with people with girlfriends because it's only so much respect you're gonna get in that situation. And I don't got time to be arguing about a girlfriend. I don't got time to be putting myself in a situation where I could be possibly getting into it with somebody because it's only so much you can defend yourself when you're doing somebody wrong. Even though this man out here lying, saying he's single, you find out he got a girlfriend, even though that man is the one who's ultimately responsible for, making sure that he's doing the right thing. When you play a part in that, it's only so much you can defend yourself and it's only so much you can stand up for yourself because you wrong. So as I got older, I just was like, look, I'm not finna do that whole side chick thing. I ain't nobody's secret. I'm not nobody's side nothing. if you come to me making it seem like we got to do anything sneaky, me and you ain't gonna work. Okay, I needs to be I'm be known about around here, okay? And say, yeah, time to go to trial. So say some men don't want that. That's why they don't proceed with court. Oh yeah. Yeah, I gotta watch that more because it seems like that situation is sticky. If that's the case, Jeremy will have to pay for those consequences of not being there. Yeah. But we've almost been on here for 2 hours, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up by saying this. I feel like the Martin Lewis, because that's what we was originally talking about. The Martin Lewis series, that first episode just had to cover the background, and that was necessary. And it was hard to watch, because you see, this woman being played pretty much, and you see, how this situation, took a toll on her. But I feel like we're going to get to the point of the bullying, and we're going to see how this simple situation that is very relatable, that many women have been through, turned into an unnecessary hate train and an attack on everything this girl do. Like it's crazy. Can Jeremy even get custody since he don't have his own home unless he gets married? I mean, well, it's not even about getting, like they'll give him some rights. Like he'll have some visitation. Like as long as you have somewhere for your baby to sleep and stuff, like it doesn't matter if it's your it's he has somewhere to stay. Like as long as you can prove that you have somewhere to stay and you have somewhere for your baby to sleep, like you'll get rights to have your child come visit you, you know. It's the actual name of her lease or her mom name. But yeah, like they're not gonna stop you from because my ex, he had to get his child and because his baby mom, she had a whole bunch of stuff going on or whatever. And so he had to end up getting his child full time, and they were gonna have to come look at the apartment that we were living at. And it was just like as long as there's a bed for the baby and this child's gonna have her own place to sleep, then everything good. Like it don't matter who name on the lease, you just gotta show that, hey, I got somewhere to stay. And says, how the F does Jeremy not have a home? He just closed on a house. Exactly. And I was just about to say that. And actually, Jeremy does have a home. Like him and Keisha just closed on a house. And says, but what if he gets kicked out? Well, he can't get kicked out. He can't get kicked out of nothing. This is in Georgia. I don't know about where you live. Keep pushing. But baby, in Georgia, if you don't been somewhere 30 days and your things are there, you can't just put people out on the street. And he got a home with his name on the mortgage. So, I mean, what are we talking about here? He has somewhere to stay. They're gonna let him see his child. More of the story, Martin Lewis' story is a shine light. Exactly. That to sum it all up. To sum it all up. Okay. He said shit, Macy baby daddy from Teen Mom. Right. They did. They gonna let this man see his child. They're not they live in Georgia. He can go get his child legitimized and he can have visitation rights to see his child. They're not about to go in there and be like, no, you can't see your child because your baby mamas don't like each other. Like, no, that's not how that works. Okay. As long as he ain't got no crazy stuff going on, no crazy criminal background, as long as he ain't over there beating on nobody with family violence charges and stuff like that, he gonna get to see his child, All right, it says keep pushing Jerry Lambert. It says it's on the home. Keisha just said on live they had to show both their income. Exactly. Like, come on now. It says mothers on YouTube have lost custody. He is on the mortgage and the deed. Right. Yeah, some people are just immature. Like the man will get to see his baby. Like if he go to court, there'll be some type of agreement. Like ain't nobody finna just let you withhold a child. But hopefully it does not have to get that far. Hopefully, people can just let the internet be the internet. And at the end of the day, understand that there's a consequence for every action. If you had a baby by somebody that was in a situation, then it's not going to be a smooth situation. There's going to be some difficult things that you're going to have to get over. Your child is going to have to maybe be around somebody that you don't particularly care for. But that's where prayer comes in, that's where communication comes in, that's where maturity comes in. And at the end of the day, like I said, this situation is a situation that is fixable. I don't care what nobody say. The bigger picture is going forward when the going forward, can we stop trying to cancel people and drag people and antagonize people for reacting to being hurt and disrespected? Keisha reacted to being hurt and disrespected. And at the end of the day, it's over and it's done with. It should have never gotten to the point where she was losing a brand deal. It should have never gotten to the point where her children have to be looked at by CPS because somebody on the internet done called. She should have never been she should have never been threatened. Her children should have never been misdiagnosed. A platform full of grown people should have never been sitting on there talking about this child look like this and this child like that. Like it should have never gone that far. And that is the moral of the story. Okay. That is the moral of the story. So he got a mom and she got a house, so it don't matter. Right. Like this man gonna get to see his child. Yes. Overall, I cannot wait for part two, and we're gonna end it on there. I cannot wait for part two. Like I said, my thoughts on part one. It was difficult to watch. It was difficult to relive. I'm pretty sure it was difficult for Keisha. But if it is important to relive this situation from beginning to end, so that we can see how this situation definitely did not have to turn into a hate train and a smear campaign on Keisha. Period. It says, I know it was messed up what Ashley did. She's still young. Let her learn from her mistakes. Right. At the end of the day, it's only, God is the only one that can judge us, right? And so like I said, the only thing I hope to come out of the situation is people understand that nobody's perfect. Everybody has done something that is wrong before. Nobody is better than the other. We cannot sit up here and drag people for being human. Period. Girl, they gonna be tussling, girl. They definitely are gonna be tussling, honey. Okay, them comment sections gonna be in shambles. This is right. Did Keisha learn from her mistakes? Do they let Keisha learn from her mistakes? They say exactly. People love jumping on the bandwagon for no apparent reason. Exactly. That's my cousin, y'all. But yeah, like people literally jump on the bandwagon and drug this girl for filth for almost 2 years over nothing, over her reacting to being cheated on, over things that happen every day. I have seen fist fights, bottles popped, all type of stuff over hurt and disrespect. At the end of the day, none of us are without sin. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Everybody on this platform has sinned. Everybody in this platform has been in a situation where they have acted out of character. It happens to the best of us. Ain't nobody got no business trying to stone nobody. period. And we shouldn't be hopping on the bandwagon to stall nobody. We should be trying to speak to the situation with a fair perspective, with a reasonable perspective. We should not be championing to take somebody down all because they reacted in a situation in real life that had nothing to do with us because they were hurt. Period. Keisha ain't put her hands on nobody. She ain't called nobody job. She ain't slashed nobody tires. She ain't bust nobody windows out. She ain't hurt nobody children. All she did was talk a little shit about somebody who slept with her man. That ain't nothing for the internet to be in an uproar about. Period. Point blank. All right, Miss Lace said, I don't like people automatically assuming you're a part of the haters if you have critique everybody. Yeah. And on my platform, I welcome critique from all angles because everybody in the situation could have done something differently at some point. All I'm saying is don't be hateful, but you most definitely can give critique to whatever, if you have critique for everybody, even Keisha, you can definitely give that, but it's a way to do everything. You don't got to be mean with it, and you don't have to be hateful. If you're not being mean, you're not being hateful, and you're truly coming from a genuine place, then I can respect that. I just can't respect the hate and the antagonizing and people being just so harsh. It's easy like be triggered. We got PTSD. It says, right, that's a problem. Why does everybody get labeled as a troll or hater? You never see me out here disrespect Ashley Keisha. I have a fair opinion just like everyone else. Yeah, right. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. As long as your opinion is fair, then it's you're welcome on the platform. Everybody is not going to see everything exactly how I see it, and that's fine. Everybody's not going to see everything how Keisha sees it or anybody else sees it. Everybody in this situation can grow and learn and do better, so at the end of the day, I'm excited for part 2 of Martin's documentary, and I'm ready for this, like I'm ready for it to unfold so that way people can see how it took the turn for the worse. That's it. It says you speaking the I don't think D is always harsh though. I think D came on this platform very passionate because she knows Keisha in real life. She knows Keisha behind the scenes. She was Keisha's real friend. And so to see your friend be attacked, and when D first came, she didn't come with the rah-rah. Like she didn't come being overly aggressive. She came just to see what was going on, and then she got drugged. And so that's what what I'm saying? That's what caused her to have to go off on people and things of that nature. So I think that's where some of her harshness came from, because people leaked her address, talked about her child, all because she came to speak up for her friend. Because when I first seen her on Toya's platform, she was chill. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't going off on nobody. She wasn't screaming. She just was, taking up for her friend. And then they started to attack her, talk about her child, leak her background records, and call her out her name. And I think that's what made her take the turn, because everybody, some people ain't got time for that. Like, anybody can sit up here and play these nice games with y'all on the internet. So I don't think that D is always harsh. I think D came to defend her friend. She got attacked, she got drugged, she got doxxed, and then it took a turn for the worse. I never say Ashley was perfect. I said let the young lady learn from her mistakes. We all have to learn somehow. I'm sure she has been taking time to herself for what she put the other one through. Yeah. I mean, I think when it all boils down to it, I think she knows she wrong. I do. I think she knows she wrong, and I think that she knows what part she played. I think Ashley's issue is Ashley has built a platform full of people who they're putting pressure on her, and they are antagonized. I want to say antagonize her. I think that she's scared to disappoint her supporters, because her supporters are banking on her being against Keisha. Her supporters are banking on her not letting her child see Jeremy. And so honestly, I feel bad for her, because I could not, and not like that. I don't feel bad for her like she just innocent, but it gotta, I just would never I feel bad that she really feel like she gotta please these people. Like, you can't even let your child go with his daddy because people are going to attack you in the comments. You literally on here explaining why your child with his daddy. Like I couldn't live like that. So when I say I feel bad for it, ain't like I don't feel bad for her for what she did to Keisha because she was dead ass wrong. I don't feel bad for her that aspect. But I do think that, she she go I can she also has to literally she's letting trolls tell her what to do with her child. That I could never do that. So, I hope that she also takes time to reflect and understand that, she got to also make some changes as well. And so they call D harsh, so I'm wondering what they call Paris. Right. Hey, Reese. D, I don't think you're 100% a bad person, but you have a very bad ways and take things to the extreme. I feel D was doing what any friend would, and of course, you would get overly involved when you know the people lie. I think D was prosper with her channel. By the way, I love that jerk chicken video. Yeah, D is invested because like you got to think about it. All D did was defend Keisha, and literally, she had a platform full of people talking about her son. You know, like that's so anybody would be a little bit shook up about that. And any, what I'm saying? So I haven't seen D just come out and be extremely harsh to, anybody, but she definitely gives it to the people who come for her for supporting Keisha. Let's see. Who these comments going so fast? It says Keisha understood your constructive criticism and she know you were being fair. You said that on live. Yeah. Like, cause even like that's what I'm saying. I think Keisha is a fair person because I'm pretty sure she's seen my older videos. And in my older videos, I did give my opinion about the book and things of that nature, So I don't think that Keisha want people. I think people put this misconception like, oh my God, Keisha just wants people to kiss her butt. No, she just wants people to not attack her and come for her and call CPS on her and try to ruin her over nothing. That's it. I didn't see all Mink's videos, but this situation can be one sided, and I can't wait for Martin to expose what happens. Right, right. It was all petty to the Dotson Wars came about. Yeah, but they got to think. But they were putting these information out there way before she even got into it with anybody. They were putting her information out there, putting her information out there from the rip. I don't know about the other side, but most of Keisha's supporters want them to work it out. Yeah. I don't like to be one side. I like to be honest about everything, even if people don't agree. Right. Yeah, it was wrong. Keep pushing. It was wrong for whoever to dox her. Yeah. It says Mink. I loved. I watched that video. Yeah, that jerk chicken looked good. I don't like how Ashley lets her supporters control her parenting. That's not right. Let your child be with his father. And I think she need to put her foot down and check them. Yeah. That's why, like, a lot of people be like, she's so unbothered. She living her best life. And I'm like, no, she going through it too. Cause baby, I wish I would if I turn on, I ain't finna turn on my camera and tell y'all why the hell my child with his daddy. If you see him with his daddy, that's because I let him go. Don't ask me nothing else. I don't care how many gifts y'all sent. I don't care how many cash apps you sent. If he with his dad, it's because I let him go. Don't ask me nothing else. Period. My best friend was 8 months pregnant when she found out her boyfriend was cheating, and as a best friend, I was there with her, 10 toes down, even when she popped up at the crib, but no girl was there. Yeah. He said y'all can tell what address I put out. No one is dragging her. We're just simply saying her part of the situation. That's not dragging. It's just being honest. Yeah. All right. It says I'm also not of the school you have to retaliate against every single person. Karma gonna get you one way or another. Yeah. I mean, everybody handles things differently. And like I said, and for me, it's unfortunate to watch on all ends. Because honestly, like in a perfect world, like they should have just talked about it. Everybody said their piece. Everybody said what they had to say and moved on. But when you have, people dedicating their whole entire platform to hate Keisha, bash her, you know what I'm saying? Like talk about her parenting, all that good stuff. That's how I felt like all of that spiraled out of control. And it just created a domino effect because everyone became like a cult. And it was like, even for me, like just calling the Paris's platform, just trying to say something positive about Keisha or try to put a positive perspective, getting attacked. So it's like the cult like mentality of the people who hate Keisha started the domino effect of people who support Keisha like D to have to come back and argue and be nasty and mean. And it just, you know what I'm saying? And because if somebody chumping you off, you got to chump them off. And it's unfortunate on all ends. Because I did put a Facebook name of a few trolls. I mean, a troll being a troll. Exactly. They don't support keep it moving. I just want the co-parent to work out and not let people control life. Right. That's it. That's all. Yeah, that's it. I just hope the co-parenting works out. I hope this documentary shines light on how unnecessary the bullying was. And that's it. I'm ready for part 2. Look, I've been saying that. Look, I've been saying that for about 17 minutes now, but this time I'm for real, y'all. But I love all of you all. Thank you all for joining me tonight. We had some good conversation. Like I said, I'm ready for part 2. I'm ready to see, everything unfold. And I'm ready to see this situation. I'm ready to see it evolve and move on to something different and positive. But I will be tuned in and I will see you all in my next video. Y'all know I get busy and I'll be gone sometimes, but I just want to thank you all for always rocking with me, always come in here. No matter, I'll be gone for 10 days and y'all still be here strong. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Good night, y'all. And when part 2 come, honey, I'm gonna have my notification on and I will see y'all in the comments of part 2. But see y'all later. Have a good night, everybody.